Hello everybody, welcome back to a new episode of Railway Empire 2. And when I was in school, we used to have history lessons where they discussed the several ages, the prehistoric age, then at some point the start of civilization age, and so on. And currently, this game is in what they called the Steam Age. Well, I think this episode is going to be the Age of Reorganization. And the reason for that is I've got 46.5 million almost. And we have one competitor left. One, which has 100% of her shares being owned by me, which means I can do a merger. If I want to merge, and I mentioned this previously, she has 13 million in cash. 13 million in cash negative. So I have to cover that, so that leaves me with 33 million, more or less. If I liquidate everything, we get 33 million in return. However, it also means that everything that's orange is completely wiped off the map. If I remove all the engines, then we still have to pay that 13, but we get 2 million in return, so eventually it's 11. And of course, I can keep everything. That will still cost me the 30 million. But the routes are there, stations, the buildings, everything is there. Plus, I'm pretty sure that with the liquidate engines and liquidate to keep everything options, I get all the regional concessions. Now, we do have a passenger track running from Paris to Auxerre. So from that point on, I can actually expand to other cities and eventually merge everything with the routes we already have over here. So that's for sure. Eventually I want, well, this is actually gone for a part to Torino, but instead it may be going down or maybe up here to Gira and then Nice. But eventually I will want to connect everything she had to my network. So although it's not the best looking network she has, taking everything is actually the best way, even if I lose 13 million in cash. And that leaves me with 32 instead of 45, 46. But she's gone. There is nothing left. And here is the problem she has. Let's just check out. Completed last tour without freight. Get on to Thibodeau. Thibodeau is sugar. Caron is passengers, so there's probably a hotel and a warehouse here. Warehouse. But the warehouse is not even set to store goods. So those are her problems. Every cross is no freight. I don't know what's been done. but in general all of her trains ran without freight, or in this case lacking water. So from Dijon to Geneva, well, that makes sense. That doesn't make sense because planks aren't needed. So that's one of the problems. Now what I'm going to do is one step at a time, getting things done. Eventually I will earn a part of that 30 million, but I will still have a loss because eventually, I will have to replace all the trains she had. So let's start by this one. I don't need this one anymore. It's only one train. And that earns me 4.57 million. This, however, is privately owned. I can keep that. I don't need another station at Thibodeau. Let's do it one step at a time. 75. I can actually set up a station here if I want to. Let's check the height lines. Problem when you play a game with different controls. Wait, just lost position. Eventually I will have to figure out a way to deal with that oil. Because there is a need of a refinery. One of the things I can do is to get Luxembourg better connect, and I keep this part. Maybe I should hook up on Thibodeau. Need to check which is doing what. And I probably have to rearrange everything. Stations. But that way I can get passenger run from Amsterdam to Eindhoven to Luxembourg Nancy, let's see. Goods, passengers, Amsterdam. Nancy is still possible. Paris, Rem, Nancy, Luxembourg. Or Rem, Luxembourg, Nancy, Worms. Frankfurt, Köln, Eindhoven. I think I've got the track going, I just need to make the connections. I also think, but that's always the regret after, that I may have been better if I simply had removed everything. This can completely be removed. That train can be removed completely. This can be. Removed completely. Because we already have 4 tracks going. So all the way to Frasseur can be removed. As a matter of fact, all the way to Paris can be removed. Even this can be removed. Because we have a passenger station up here. This part can be removed as well. Rockets. Again, goods, passengers, Amsterdam. This is the passenger track on the right side, the cargo track, so I can actually keep going here. And then we need to go to Rennes. So if I want a cargo train going, it must be like that. And now my old method and new method are actually conflicting. Or maybe not, but we'll see. Of course, it's been a while since we've been on this part of the map. So I have no idea what I had in mind at the time. I think my plan was to actually split and use Paris as a hub, which means I need to go to the south, to the east, and to the west from here. Well, the east is simple. Because I can actually move. No, let's do one step at a time, otherwise it's getting too complicated. This is the cargo station from Paris. And we need to go with my passenger shift to Reims. So that whole part needs to be demolished. Because I want to go this way. Or I take a long run and connect up here. That's also a possibility. No, I will demolish everything here. I better take that train out as well. Paris, Rennes, Nancy. I'm going to do a lot of zooming in and out. I'm sorry for that. remember how I did that in my old game. Yes, I do. I made a split at Brussels to Luxembourg. That's not useful this time. Problem I'm facing is the way I have set up things at the start of my game. A long time ago. However, I think I can work around that using a 4-grid 4-track grid iron. Like that. And 2-track up here. So in general the same thing I'm doing in Amsterdam. That leaves 4 tracks for the train from Reims, this direction over to Nancy and Luxembourg, etc. 4 tracks for them and 4 tracks for the trains to the south. Or actually 6 on both because I got a 4-grid, so that should be enough. I'm going to do the same thing for the east, which means I have to work on that in the future. Now, next step, once again, Amsterdam. Paris, Rennes, Luxembourg. I have to go through Strasbourg, which is not really what I want. Also, I still want to use the TVG. Maybe I should use another approach. That one. Paris, Rennes, Luxembourg, Nancy. Going down. That will work. Going that way. From here. So I need to demolish all of this. Only the station can remain. Demolish this, then we go down to Nancy. And from Nancy we can go on to Dijon. Even Lyon. Clermont-Ferrand, Limoges, La Rochelle. No, Limoges, Tours, Orléans, Auxerre. Or because I have a connection to Auxerre. The other one, Caen, Rennes, Brest is out of the question. Caen, Rennes, Nantes, La Rochelle. I should have demolished everything. Would have made my life a lot easier because she really made a mess of everything. Thalys is officially from Amsterdam to Paris. Then we have TVG from Paris to Dijon and Lyon, and eventually Marseille. We have a TVG running to Bordeaux. And I thought we also had one running to west, Brest. No, I don't think we're going to ride any train this episode. I do think I'm going to demolish that. Yeah, enter Luxembourg. No. Paris, and then a turn. Rennes. That's the passenger part. Maybe I should have lifted it, because this is going to look very ugly. Passenger parts, and now the cargo part. Just hope I didn't mess things up in RAM. No, I didn't. Great. Major advantage of doing this, although it's not the most attractive thing I had in mind, but the major advantage I have right now is that by redesigning some stuff, I am actually able to get some things better organized. And with that, I'm also able to get the trains running more efficient, the cities better supplied, and so on. So, Paris Rem, cargo station, the cattle. I need to demolish a lot of stuff up there. Let's start by the grid iron. This part. Do the cargo part first. getting a little bit boring when you know what you have to do. Well, we will have fun stuff, because it won't be long before I have to build some bridges or tunnels. Make sure that I'm able to supply everything to the city. Let me see. Okay, that works. I think I will connect that one later. So we're able to supply meat to Paris now. And the other way around, grain and beer to Rennes, even milk to Rennes. I can also use grain and beer from Luxembourg to Rennes, but I need to get crab. What I have in mind may not work. And the reason I said that is this. I need 4 tracks. Oh, it will work. However, I need to do a different kind of connection. You need another 4 track gridiron. Close. Gotcha. Yep, that's going to work. Click. So nice to have that auto lock. Now, I have to figure out what names I used in the other stations. Guy de Marseille and Guy de Fray de Marseille. Okay. So passengers are able from Paris to Reims to Luxembourg. This is passengers, so my cargo with the corn is come in this side that way, or the other way, that way. I don't have any corn to Paris, I think. No, because I never made a cargo station here. Happy with those things, but sometimes you must. At some point we will need oil, and I'm not sure if I have to do it in Paris, in Reims, or in Luxembourg yet. Next, demolish that one, that one, because I want to go from Paris, Paris, Luxembourg, and Alsasce. So I can remove this part completely. You've got a cargo train running here, okay. So it's a north-south situation. Except the southern train station won't fit. actually saw that one move. I also saw the station change. Never paid attention to that before, so let's see what happens in Luxembourg if I add stuff. Nothing yet. Yeah, something happened here with the house. Gone, and it moves to the other side. Such a shame that you can't build two stations in the same city without connecting them, because with that I could actually build both stations, pick a midpoint where the tracks would actually divert, and things would be looking a lot better. I will see if I'm able to get the right names over time. So I can actually get the passenger station to Nancy. Then to Dijon. Back to Auxerre and connect. I think I got a plan. Down to Nancy. Maybe even Strasbourg. Strasbourg means over Worms. That's quite complicated. I can destroy all of this, by the way. Luxembourg, because this will cause a problem unless I build a second station. which I actually was having over there. Strasbourg. That whole bridge is going to be useless. So everything I built here for beautification is going to be useless. Not beautification, efficiency. I'm gonna build a new station here. Actually, the first time I'm actually building a second station. This is halfway. So from here to there. Yeah, I think that's looking quite good. So at that point, I have to mark it for myself for a moment. Straight from the supply tower. There will be a split. This is what I mean by it's still not even. But that's what I meant about having a nice split off. Yet, how even this works, I still prefer the dynamic, more dynamic way we can do it in Transport Fever. Well, Transport Fever 2 anyway. And that's simply because you can create multiple platforms for multiple purposes for one station. I did that in my videos, which are also listed on my channel, so everybody curious You can look for it. I won't mention them here because I'm not going to edit my video with that. But in that I could actually have passenger platforms, like 4 platforms for trains going into different directions. Then next to that, cargoes. So the only thing I need to do was setting up the grid irons, and eventually I got everything going. Meat, wolf, meat. Okay, so I can support Luxembourg from Reims, Nancy. But from Nancy I need to take a split, which is sort of made impossible. Remove this, remove that, yeah. This can be completely removed. No more scenic route. Station will be removed because I'm going to rearrange stuff. This curvy part to the champ is something I may keep. Luxembourg, Strasbourg, Nancy, so I can keep that one as an end station. And remove all of that, including this. The whole station city shifted. Passenger is at the bottom, okay. So this is becoming passenger. Come to think of it, use my brains, and I can demolish all of this. Because I do have spare tracks here for my passenger and my cargo plane. Just need to add a 4-grit iron, 4-track grid iron. The other one. The only thing is that my cargo train will have to cross twice. And all my passenger trains will be messed up in a bit. Let's do this first. Or not. No, because they were at the station. Okay. Lucky me. Are you messing with me again, game? The moment I go down, you go up, and the moment I go up, you're going down. Second track is always easier. Well, no, that's not true. It's usually easier. Man. Keep. Close to the region I'm in. Such bloody long grid iron. I'm actually not happy about that. I'm also afraid there's nothing I can do about it. Oh, that's looking nice too. Kind of bridge for a change. And now we got what we wanted. Better said, I got what I wanted. Because I can use BankNet terminal now to get a connection to Worms, to Strasbourg, to Nancy. And might as well do a 4-grid. No. 4-track grid iron on this part too. No. Because that way all trains are able to use all platforms. Strasbourg. Which also requires a 4-grid. 4-track grid iron. In that case, I think it's Misclick Festival today. Yep, I thought so. talking about too steep? So this works. That won't. Very odd. Well, never mind then. Strasbourg connected. I need get water supply up and running. Now the question is how to get to Nancy. Well, Normandin is the most logical thing, which means I need to cross. Which also means this part needs to go. But I need that part. Let's do the cargo part first. And done. Part 1. Next. And this one does work. I guess it has to do with previous tracks that I removed that aren't completely removed in the game. cargo station. And from here I can actually go to Zurich and all that. Connect to Ulm if I want to. But the most important part, I only need to make that connection to Nancy. Nancy, Dijon, Auxerre. Is it a good choice? Looks like a good choice. So if I remove this, that part is going to be a very round right. 4-track, this part to Dijon, 4-track to Auxerre, and in Auxerre we do have a station. This one I can connect to as well. Don't even have a connection with that. No, I'm going to remove everything. I will turn that one around. Because this way you can still benefit of both items. think the other way around is a better idea. Game is messing with me again. Not the most beautiful solution. But one that works. I think that's all that matters right now. Curve is really a problem. It's actually the only problem. Passenger at the bottom. Cargo on top. Going to add another station. If I can. No, I thought so. Alsasce is going to have a 4-grid stop as well. Which also means I have to deal with the whole tunnel bridge part again. Coming from this part, so from the cargo station to the terminal to that stop to Dijon, 4-track to return to Auxerre, probably over Simon. Auxerre is going to be a 4-track station as well. We have a passenger station here. The AI has a utility station here, so this is going to be my cargo. Except I need to switch here. And I need to make changes here. Alsasce, Michel, Deschamps. I think I've never used that many 4-grid or track grid irons as I have right now. But that's the risk of taking over stuff from the AI. The cargo is on top, so that way. Do the rest later. I want to have this finished for a while. Southern parts. To Dijon, okay. I have to take a look at that part later. No, let's remove some trains first. all those small things, the curves, the very tight curves the AI uses, all that is slowing it down a lot. This is becoming the cargo track. So it needs to hook up on like passenger, which is going to be a problem. There goes my train. One part done. This is actually the easier part. And that's or not. That part. Okay. Okay, never mind then. There's no need to have it connected because I can still do this. It would just have looked more beautiful. Okay, never mind. Now I'm lost. Don't see. Let's see. That's cargo. That's the passenger. That's shown. So this is passenger station in Dijon. The passenger part is done right now, although I'm not really happy with the going back and forth, but we can go from Paris to Rennes, Luxembourg, Strasbourg, Alsasce, Dijon, Auxerre, Paris. So that part is done. Which means the only thing that needs to be checked now is my stations for maintenance and the passenger handling. She is done off to Dijon, Michel, maintenance, Bastion, Wallis, maintenance, Wallis, Dijon, restaurant post, okay, Simon, Wallis, Wallis, there's Auxerre, yeah, so that's done. We had a train running from, why am I doing complicated? Gare Nord, Gare d'Auxerre. Pain, Lefebvre, Simon. Maintenance. And then it stops. I'll be damned. Why does it? Ah, that's why it stops. There's a little bit of the old tracks. That's messing things up. So I might as well do both sides. Done. Let's try it again. Edit. Not Lefebvre. Auxerre. Simon. Gare de Dijon. Deschamps. Michel. Gare de Nancy. Hey, problem. Yep, I found it. Let's confirm it for now. I found it. General, that whole part of the set can be removed. And the reason for that is that I will add that to the network later. Dijon, Nancy, Alsasce, daar is Strasbourg, Luxemburg, no, Caron, Paris, and it's perfectly ending up where I want it to be. The only thing I need to check now is which platform. We've got 3, 3 F4. Put it at 3. Yeah. Auxerre. That's 1 and 2. I could put it at 3 here as well. No, at 3. Dijon. What if I put this at 3 in all stations? Unless I can't, like here. In this case, 3, 4, it's 5. Strasbourg. Put it at 3. Luxembourg. It's going to be 1 or 2. Let's put it on 1. Caron. So at 1. Yep, beautiful. No, not on 1. What about 2? Because that way the other one what about 3? Even better. And the other one can go at, yeah. Reims. And let it drop at 3. Beautiful. And not in Paris, and in Paris once again at 3. But that was only one train. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7 stops now. Okay, that means this one needs to be edited. And everything happens at the platform. The other one started at 3, so this one goes at 5. Now, come on. 5. To Auxerre at 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah. Then it's Simon. One. Dijon. The other one was at 3. So in Dijon we can go to 5 again. To the north. Nancy. The other one was at 3, so I can once again move to 5. Then we need to do repairs. So far so good. If I add all tracks here, I can actually do what I wanted. In this case, not at 5, but at 7. Yep. Entering Strasbourg. Once again, platform 5. Luxembourg. Am I able to go on 1? Yes. Good. Then repairing the other one, not 3. This one isn't able to go to 5, but he is able to go to 1. Lens. And off to Paris. Done. This part is done. I will do the rest next time, because there's a lot of cargo trains I need to add for this region. But the northeast France part, the Champagne region, and a part of the Alsasce is actually done. So next week I will continue, because there's a lot of cargo to do. But for now, thanks for watching. And it may have been dull, but I do hope you've been enjoying this. I hope everybody has a good week, and I will see you next week. Goodbye.